Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle and I am doing a love reading for Pisces today in all placements. That's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, maybe any of the other planets, or maybe there isn't a planet, but it's in a house somewhere. So this could be for you. Of course, take what resonates. And if it really doesn't, feel free to check out any of my other videos. They're all timeless in all placements as well. Okay, so what am I doing? My brain just went blank. Oh, I know. I am finishing off this series, this love series. If I can grab my cards. Oh, Mojo Tarot is here and Lioness Kitty Cat. Oh, Pisces Moon. Nice. Thanks for being here, guys. And thanks to all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing and helping my channel to grow. I am so, so grateful. All right. So what do the Heart's Hidden Secrets have to say about the situation with Pisces? My goodness, I'm having trouble. Are you having trouble too? Are things a little bit slippery in your situation? All right, we've got escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away. This came up recently for another one of the signs. It definitely gives me that Eight of Cups vibe. Walking away. Beginnings. Try again, new direction, start over. Conflicted. Decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices. Emotional storm, turmoil, unstable, and affected. Rejection, abandoned, dismissed, irrational fear. Hmm. It's interesting. I get this sense that you are avoiding a new beginning. Either you're trying something again with somebody, or you're heading in a new direction altogether. You're pushing somebody away, you're blocking them, you're like, trying to escape the drama, escape whatever, and you're possibly looking at going in a new direction. But if this is somebody that you've dealt with already and you've been avoiding them, you've tried escaping them, and now they're coming back around, or yeah, there's a potential to start over, start from a clean slate. You're conflicted about it because I feel like on the one hand, there are reasons to make this work. Chances are you love this person or you have big feelings for them. You have some kind of history with them. Or if you're walking away from somebody, if you're blocking them, there's still a part of you that's holding on to them. And now there's this new opportunity, somebody else showing up, and you're like, what do I do? Because you're not fully done with the past. And so there's this turmoil, this emotional inner turmoil that you're dealing with. Because you've dealt with rejection already. You've dealt with some kind of abandonment. Maybe this escaping card could speak to the other person blocking you and then coming back around. What do they call it? Instead of ghosting and zombieing, being zombied. where a person disappears and then they show up out of the blue, seemingly from the dead. Um, you could also be in this situation where, say, it is someone, you know, that's coming back around to try again. And you're going through all of this kind of emotional stuff. Do I, don't I? Not sure what decision to make. And you finally say, "Mm, no, I'm not doing this." Um, for fear of things happening the same way as they did last time. Make some more space here. Let me dive in to some tarot. I'm gonna go with the Tarot of Transcendence to begin. What is currently on your mind? What is Pisces thinking about in regards to this situation? Nine of Cups. See if it'll focus. There we go. If I cover up my face, then it doesn't have as hard of a time. The Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, and the Wheel of Fortune. Hmm. You're thinking about what would bring you the most emotional satisfaction. You want to be happy ultimately. You want to reach, this little guy, he's reaching for the sun. He's got his glasses on and his cape. He's ready. He's ready for the adventure. He's ready to go after what he wants. Which has something to do with could have something to do with you want some kind of um, higher higher form of commitment, um you potentially marriage. What you are looking for is something that is very traditional. Maybe you have very traditional values, about, like, in regards to relationships. This one in particular is interesting because we have two keys that are crossed. And I'm just noticing, like, we have these two figures who are, their hands are up. It's like they're reaching for the keys. The keys are in the rainbow. It's like reaching for what it is you truly want. Everybody's reaching. And you feel like going after what you want is going to it's going to turn the wheel in your favor. It's going to think you feel like maybe in this situation you had put your feelings on the back burner. Um you had been trying to make something work, and this person possibly betrayed you, or somehow maybe there was just something that happened where you were kind of like, you kind of got a little bit of the ick factor going on. You're like, oh, what's happening? I'm going to avoid this. I need to escape. Um, and it's, you could have realized that you were never going to get what you wanted from this situation, or at least how it was. You definitely, yeah, you weren't getting what you wanted. And if this person is coming back around and making you an offer and like, let's try again, you're like, but yeah, is that what I want? Maybe it is. Maybe that's a part of it, is this person's like, hey, I've woken up, I'm finally ready, let's go get married. And you're like, oh, that sounds great. And then but how long is this going to last before it goes south again? So we go with the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. And JoJo made it. Thanks for being here. What are your next actions? What is Pisces going to do next? We've got the Hermit, Virgo energy. Seven of Cups. And the Knight of Cups. You're definitely taking the opportunity, taking the time to really look at what's important to you. You're shining that light within, gaining some kind of wisdom, possibly looking at your options, or you are trying to gain some kind of understanding, some kind of clarity on why you might feel conflicted, confused. You have you want to make someone an offer. Maybe you're escaping one thing in order to have a new beginning somewhere else, and you're like, I'm ready to ride in, wearing my heart on my sleeve. I really want to let someone know that I have feelings for them. You're ultimately, it feels like you are going to be, either getting over your fear of rejection. Say, how was I going to say that? Or you're just going to feel it and just, go forward anyway in the face of the fear. You definitely want to make someone an offer here. I just can't tell if this is somebody who you were already dealing with, or if there's a brand new beginning. But you're taking the time to maybe just go into solitude for a while. Spend some time on your own, really just figure out like who you were dealing with before. Have they changed? Or if not, if there's a reason that you escaped, looking at somebody new and really trying to assess, is this right for me? Is this safe? This guy is looking down at that creature there. And he's got the skull in his hand. Something, something died here. And you're just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like you're looking at the energy that killed it, or the beast within, either within yourself or within that person. Maybe you were wearing a mask. Maybe you weren't being authentic um, about who you are, what's important to you, and deciding to take the mask off and show up with that full cup. And, like I said, make someone an offer. Okay, so I'm going to go with the cat tarot. Redbeard made it. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. I've been doing that lately. um, what what can you expect from moving forward in this way, making this offer? Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords. So we have, I didn't say this, but the Knight of Cups is water signs. Yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So that's your next action. So yeah, that's you. And then we have the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then we have the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And what are you? Nine of Swords. Whoever you're making this new offer to, you could be you could encounter some, not necessarily a delay, but maybe this person says, okay, I accept your offer, but I want to take this really, really slow. I'm not ready to jump into anything. That they're all about the slow burn. This could be your energy as well, where you get all excited, you rush in, and then feelings of fear of rejection, the irrational fear kicks in, and it makes you kind of like you're going pretty fast. Knight of Cups, he's got a fair amount of speed, he's coming in, and then Knight of Pentacles just kind of like slows down to almost a stop. Maybe because of realizing that you need to strategize a little bit more, or um, I don't know. Like there's this is a part of the conflict too. I think is between your head and your heart, and so you're showing up as kind of hot and cold. You show up with all this, this offer, and like, let's have this new beginning. And then suddenly you slow down and you're like, well, let's think about this. Let's be very rational and focus on the facts. And, you know, um, you, yeah, I'm definitely getting this fear of being vulnerable, making yourself vulnerable, because you've gotten hurt before doing that. And your emotions are all over the place. And you're stuck. It's like you're going to get stuck in your head. And that's the thing with the Nine of Swords. It's self-inflicted. It's like, you know, believing what you think. It's that bumper sticker. Don't always believe what you think, because your mind is hardwired to your ego. Your ego comes from the wounded child who's just trying to keep you safe, and will tell you anything that it thinks is going to keep you from making decisions that are going to um, potentially um, bring you more pain or whatever, bad stuff. And that's the problem, is then that part of you keeps you in this cycle, and it's it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, um where what you really need to do is break that cycle, get out of your head, get back into your heart. You have a desire to share your love, share how you feel. But yeah, there's a tremendous amount of fear, which is going to cause you to move very slowly. And that's not a bad thing. Like, especially if you have more healing to do, you have to figure out, get a better handle on what you're thinking versus what you're feeling, especially if they're not in sync. Somehow you need to do some kind of shadow work to align yourself within. And you're definitely doing that with the hermit. It just feels like you have some kind of knee jerk reaction that sends you off into worst case scenario thinking. Fear of rejection, ultimately. So let me go with the Oracle Tarot. What's the potential outcome here? We've got Nine of Pentacles, good fortune. Eight of Wands, swift decisions. Ooh, I like to see that. And Seven of Swords, ego and internal politics. Yeah, here we go again. You start to feel better. You're good fortune. You have things are like they start to line up. You're focusing on yourself. We have a couple of nines here. Nines tend to be a very singular, self-focused kind of energy. Um, Taking care of what's important to you, building up your finances, being very self-reliant. That good fortune. It's not just finances. Good fortune is, anything that lines up, that works out in your favor. So you're doing really good. You're building momentum. You're like, okay, I have the confidence. I'm ready. I'm going to make this decision. There's, possibly seeing things from a new perspective, feeling more buoyant. She's got the wings. It's like figuring out what it is you want and communicating that. I mean, with that King of Swords, the King of Swords is all about communicating as well. But here you are, like, you keep bumping up against your fear, this really intense fear of rejection. And I talked about the ego. Your ego is like, nope, nope, can't get too excited. Waiting for the other shoe's gonna drop. It's going to, and it's like you just get stuck by this really negative thinking, that's holding you back. It's like stopping your progress. This is the emotional storm. This is why you're dealing with turmoil, because you can't get over something that has happened. Maybe many things from your past. Maybe it's just a general, like, kind of how you operate, that you feel a lot of fear. and your mind and your heart are constantly warring with each other. So let's get some cards from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. Let's get some advice here. What is what does Pisces need to know that could potentially help? Releasing allegiances. That's interesting. Number 10. Yeah. It is time to close out a cycle. Releasing allegiances. Let's keep going. Legacy of Light. This showed up recent. I can never remember. I'm usually channeling these readings, so I rarely actually remember the previous ones. Legacy of Light and Inspiration. Oh, Legacy of Light is 7, and then Inspiration is 3. Oh, there's bees going to pollinate all the flowers. There's all this light. Legacy of Light. It's like we're going from the gray and we're kind of moving up through, with we've got the child, the maiden, and the crone. It's like it's the different cycles that we go through, not only throughout, like over a span of a lifetime, where we gain new and different knowledge and wisdom, but this can happen over and over again, in cycles during a lifetime. With any kind of new beginning, you start out as that, like, kind of, you're it's new, you're a beginner, you're in beginner's mind, and you're just like, what's going to happen now? Everything's in the unknown, and then you go to this kind of middle area where you found your groove. You're like, okay, I got this. I'm still learning a lot, but I've kind of gotten my sea legs. And then you get to that place of crone where you've kind of mastered something, where you've come to the end of a cycle, and you've grown. um what's the word? Yeah, like it's all about growth and wisdom. This is kind of the hermit energy. And this is what helps you. It's like you need to get get yourself out of keeping yourself stuck. And there's all different kinds of things you can do, all different, somatic therapies. Tapping is a good one, EFT, that kind of thing. You could do breath work. You could do some kind of, traditional therapy. um, Maybe you need to, like, ultimately you're stuck in your head a lot, and maybe you struggle with depression, and there's a need to do things that are physical, that get you in your body and out of your head. Go and work, I don't know, join a gym or sign up for some kind of thing where you can um, regularly move move your body. Go out, go for walks, join a walking group. Um, do something that gets you up and moving and out of your head. Ideally, get you outside of your normal, wherever you live, and really just allow yourself to experience what's coming up, because there's a lot there's a lot within you that you recognize as potential, or you have moments of clarity where you're like, oh yeah, I see the light. and you want to allow in that energy that's going to help um, pollinate basically these ideas that you have that's a part of you or that are a part of you, and take something to the next level, bring something to fruition. Inspiration comes from um, doing whatever it takes to get out of your head. And it's interesting here too because she's got flies crawling all over her. Flies are irritating. I don't know too many people who enjoy a fly. I mean, they're not going to hurt you unless it's like a one of those weird horse flies or something, but they're just they're irritating. They buzz in your ear and they crawl on you and it's like tickles but not in a good way. And it's like the bees, allowing the bees to come in um to do their thing because it's like it stirs up the energy. um it's replacing one thing with something else where it's a similar kind of thing but it has a purpose. I mean, I suppose you could say flies have a purpose, but this is much more, this is all about inspiration. This is all about putting energy, directing energy towards something that is going to actually lead to some kind of growth and wish fulfillment. So, let me get a rune card to finish off. Ooh, we've got Awaz. Yeah. Teamwork. This is about trust. This is about allowing yourself to be vulnerable and believe that people do have your back. Get my glasses again. Let's find Awaz. Where are you, Awaz? These are not numbered. Way back here. Okay. Travel or a change of residence, as well as loyalty, trust, and teamwork are the dominant themes for this rune card, which is associated with the horse, a sacred animal in many ancient cultures. Just as the bond between rider and horse is based on faith, love, and trust, this rune card reminds you of the importance of these qualities for the key relationships in your life. The card could also apply to a work situation or project in your life that requires discipline, trust, and teamwork if there is to be any forward movement. If you want success, you need to dedicate yourself wholeheartedly. There are no half measures. Finally, the relationship on which this card could be turning the spotlight is the one you have with yourself. Do you trust yourself? Do you have absolute faith in yourself? If you don't, this card is urging you to focus your energy less on others and more on believing in yourself and building up your self-confidence. And I feel like that speaks, we have the Hermit, we've got the Nine of Cups, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. These are all cards of focusing on the self, what it is that you truly want, what is your own personal wisdom, or what do you need to learn that is going to help you get what you want and ultimately be successful and have that good fortune that that you not only desire but that you deserve. And ultimately, got to learn to trust yourself, because in doing that, then you can start to trust somebody else. You definitely want to trust somebody, but you're getting in your own way. And maybe it's just kind of, yeah, getting in touch with that, suspending that judgment, letting yourself be inspired. Yeah. Um, anyway, I think I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks again so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.